I noticed that in the last few days, the interest of the Western press has increased significantly in the events that are taking place around Avdiivka. The fact that this city will fall under the onslaught of Russian forces is recognized even by British intelligence. So, a few days ago, British intelligence in a new research report officially recognized that Russian troops managed to achieve significant success in the battle for Avdiivka. According to the British, the Russians managed to come close to the coke plant, occupying all the vast territories near it. At the same time, representatives of British intelligence claim that if the Russians manage to capture this gigantic industrial complex, located in the northwest of the city, then Avdiivka's transition to the control of the Russian army will not take long to wait. Meanwhile, German military experts from the newspaper Die Welt explained to their readers the importance of the Avdiivka coke plant. According to them, small groups of Russian troops had already entered Avdiivka from the north and south, and gained a foothold on new positions. However, it is the seizure of the coke plant that will allow the Russians to finally finish off the grouping of the armed forces of Ukraine in Avdiivka. The fact is that this plant is of strategic importance in supplying the grouping of the Ukrainian army in Avdiivka. If the Russians manage to capture this huge industrial complex, they will get an ideal springboard for shelling the supply routes of the armed forces of Ukraine, since this plant is located on a hill, and makes it possible to keep the entire northern part of Avdiivka under visual control, even without the use of reconnaissance drones and planes. German experts are confident that Russian troops will not storm this plant with the help of frontal attacks. According to them, at the moment, the Russian High Military Command is developing an effective plan to seize this plant. The main goal is to save the lives of Russian soldiers and at the same time, to accomplish the task. Experts note that the seizure of the coke plant will be a serious challenge for the Russian troops, as the line of defense of this plant has been built and mined for 10 years. However, despite this, German experts expressed their confidence that the Russians would sooner or later be able to take control of the Avdiivka coke plant, since the Russian army gained much experience in capturing such powerful defensive facilities. As an example, the seizure by Russian troops of the Azovstal plant in Mariupol, and the industrial complex for processing non-ferrous metals in Bakhmut, can be cited. Meanwhile, an authoritative military columnist and special correspondent of the news portal Asia Times, Pepe Escobar, published in his article the leaked documents of the Ukrainian military from the battlefield. According to these documents, the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine is bursting at the seams. Moreover, it is also reported that Russian attacks break through the defense of the armed forces of Ukraine in various sectors of the front almost every day. According to Pepe Escobar, another forced mobilization in Ukraine has not yielded results. Almost all the brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine were not stuffed with manpower. At the same time, the expert particularly noted the brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine, responsible for the defense of Kharkiv. According to him, forced mobilization filled the gap in manpower by only 48%. At the moment, this brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine has 2,200 soldiers and 210 officers, which is a critically small indicator for the defense of Kharkiv. At the same time, Pepe Escobar claims that Moscow has not yet used the full power and potential of the Russian army. According to him, the Russian High Military Command is preparing an unexpected powerful strike in one of the directions of the front, which will force the Kiev regime to sit down at the negotiating table. Most likely, this is why Russia sent its Tu-160 strategic bombers towards the British Isles. This can be considered a stark warning not only for the British leadership, but also for NATO. Against the backdrop of numerous successes of Russian troops on the battlefield, Moscow just wants to make sure that hotheads in Brussels and London will not commit fatal stupidities that can lead humanity to a global war.